In this video, we're going to look at how TSM's roam on a basement clubhouse defense affected Tempo's ability to push into site. TSM has elected to do a unconventional SSG roam on the second floor. They're reinforcing the jacuzzi walls as well as the CCTV walls, and then playing Vigil on main stairs with Malusi and Mute above. Right off the bat, Tempo Storm is having Habana breach open the wall into Jacuzzi, and that expends 2 Kairos. Ideally, this would be Thermite instead of Habana, since Thermite makes a bigger hole and only uses 1 exo charge versus 3 Habana pellets. Just kind of inefficient use of the hard breaching operator. This is going to cause any roamer in specifically Mute to fall back from Masseter into construction. An issue that's evident in the way that Tempo is taking is that there's no one cutting off any of construction. So Mute's rotation here is without any risk. There should also potentially be someone on the window of construction, but we don't see that. So Mute is able to fall back to Malusi, and now when Tempo realizes that there are roamers, keep in mind that there's this jammer here, then Malusi and Mute, or Tempo's gonna have to run into that jammer and the setup that, or the pairing of Malusi and Mute. So Bolo shoots a drone, falls back, just trying to waste time. At 1:44, pretty good timing for a Tempo, a little slow to be on the second floor. A lot of teams will actually start opening up stuff at this point. And at 1:30, this is a really cool thing that that TSM is doing. So when TSM roams, take note of how close they played together, and this is so that they're able to refrag off of each other. I noted this like half a year ago, but TSM's really smart about kind of buddying up on these roams. And so Mute's prepared to take this gunfight on main door, but not prepared for the Zofia to be holding from the left side instead of the right side, as you can tell from his crosshair placement. Takes a couple of bullets off that quick peek. They decide to rotate back up and then through garage. Again, no cutoffs. While this is happening, so right now it's 1:20. Tempo Storm with Sledge and Thermite are going to try to push up through into cache and clear them. Take a note of where Sledge is right now, and then I guess actually it's not Thermite but Habana. So these guys that have jobs to do on the main floor, like Sledge should be opening up vertical over kitchen, hall, and Habana should be opening up hatches, are not doing their job because of that roam. So they just wasted an extra 20 seconds off of basically just showing a leg to Zofia running down red stairs. Now we have vertical over kitchen, hall. One issue we run into is the kitchen hatch will not be opened, and Tempo is electing to do a blue take with a moto drop, and that's kind of the pinch into church. Well, first, why are we here? It's because Habana used 2x Kairos on the jacuzzi wall. Thermite could have used an exothermic on that jacuzzi wall, but it hasn't. And because of this, Habana won't be able to open up the kitchen hatch. The kitchen hatch is important because players inside of Arsenal will almost always deny the flood in through blue. Well, kind of this line of sight, if you will. So if you're dropping inside of blue and you're trying to audible into Arsenal, it's very difficult if there's players that are playing in the back of Arsenal. And so a lot of times teams will still open up all the hatches because it enables really any push, depending on how difficult it is to push into site. I don't know if Tempo are actually aware that TSM stuck the black window or the Mira. So if they're trying to save the exothermic to open up the church wall, this obviously won't work. At 45 seconds, Sledge is only starting to make vertical, and take a note that the Thatcher is going to work his way down main stairs. This will become relevant in just a few seconds. Tempo is going to run into the classic problem of clearing any SSG clear, of now having to clear utility on site. And so this Banshee that's in the hallway of blue will not be cleared, which will make it difficult for Tempo to get this blue control that they need. Still, they're at a 5v3, 4v2, but they should be able to trade out favorably. And I do want to just quickly highlight a huge play that Achieve makes. Jarvis's main stairs, Achieved is in the church double door. Achieve makes the right play on getting aggressive on Jarvis, because Jarvis is going to cut off Tempo's now forced play into Arsenal, since they didn't get church wall open. And if Tempo are somehow, through blue, able to push into Arsenal, like I mentioned earlier, get the kills on the players in Arsenal, then more likely than not, Tempo wins this round off of Jarvis, holding that rotation back into sight. This is a huge heads-up play from Achieve to swing on Jarvis. Not only that, like TSM has to get aggressive in this 4v2 position. Still 2v1, still winnable, but look at the time. Tempo are forced to go for a plant given there's only 5 seconds when Mark starts planting. This allows Achieve to take a 1v1 on the player inside of blue, which you know there's a player blue because of the intel of the Banshee, which you weren't able to clear because you were too busy clearing the room above. And now we have Achieved inside of a 1v1 with a player hunched over trying to put a diffuser down, right? He has to stick this. So a really good example of how roaming on Clubhouse basement defenses can convert wins very quickly if the attackers get too fixated on the roamers, who in this case were no longer there.